Hello, good evening, friends. In the previous last two videos, you have learned about research, meaning of research methodology, particularly in social sciences. Today, I hope you understand that. Today, I have explained about social science research methods. How can we conduct social science research in their respective subjects? Particularly, social science includes so many subjects such as history, economics, political science, social work, commerce, management, public administrations, sociology, and so forth. Here, what is the significance played by social sciences? Here, social sciences are play a significant role for gathering information, collections of the informations, data, and analyzing the data as well as interpretations of the data for draw the inferences of social science research methods. Then, social science research, there is a processes for conducting research. What are those? Identifications of research problems. I've already told you in the previous videos, identification of the problems in the sense you have already collected the secondary data or literature survey. Based on that, you can go through it. You have to identify what author says that what author identify the problems of particular research topic. Then directly go to literature reviews. Literature reviews, how to collect? You have to collect the repository of literatures to publish it by various books, government reports, journals, daily news, etc. Another one is that specify purpose of your research. I've already told you what is the purpose of conducting research. You have to find new innovations or innovative for that particular topics or something like that. Determine the specific research questions. Say for example, after selection of your finalizing of your topic, you have to specific your research questions. What kind of what kind of questions has been arises or asked. Another one is that formulate your hypothesis. Hypothesis to test the hypothesis whether that objectives are a study positive or negative, something like that. A predict the definition of relationship between two or more variables. Here, how to categorize the variables. Best example is that what's the relationship between each others. Best example, variable is a character. Best example is that variable x and y. How it relationship between x and y and x. This is called it as a relationship between two variables. In the techniques like correlations, you have to study much about the relationship between two variables. Another one is that select a suitable methodology. I already told you in the previous class slides. Select a suitable methodology. Based on your research topic, you have to select which method you can go. Either you can go with secondary data or you go with primary survey or both. It is a suitable one. Suitable methodology, you can go and collect the data. I already told you in the previous videos, methodology itself reveals that method of collecting the data and analyzing the data. Just you have to collect the data and analyzing the data as well as the interpretation of the data. Why you have to interpret it means to draw or identify the exact inferences of that particular study. Another one is that data collections. How to collect the data. Say for example, your research topic is based on both primary and secondary. First of all, you have to conduct secondary data, that would be published data. Best example is that Reserve Bank of India report, NABARD report, National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development, Planning Commission report, statistical reports, that data it tells about the various or different kinds of data sets, data collections. So this is very important for conducting data collections. Which method I can collect? After completions of your data collection, secondary data collections, then you have to conduct primary survey. Before conducting the primary survey, you have to prepare number of questionnaires based on your objectives as well as your research topic. After that, you have to conduct pilot study. Then you have to recorrect the questionnaire. Then you have to once again you have to recorrect the final questionnaire. Then you have to conduct primary survey methods. Another one is that analyze and interpret the data. How to analyze, how to interpret? You have to, after collections of the data, you have to classify the data, descriptive as well as statistical data. According to that, you have to prepare the tables. We can call it as analyze. You have to analyze what you have already collected the data. Then you have to classify and calculate the percentage, annual growth rate, compound growth rate. Simple tools and techniques also used. Then you have to interpretations of your data based on your analyzed data. Based on that, you have to write interpretations. After that, report and assess research results. How to identify the research results means you have to gathering the data, analyze the data, summarizing the data and interpretation of the data. After that, you have to summarize overall report. Then it will comes and testing of hypothesis, whether your hypothesis is true or not true, positive or negative, significance or not significance, and you have to test the hypothesis. Based on, you have to use different tools and techniques. Based on that, you have to test whether your hypothesis or assumption prove or disproved, positive or negative, significance or not significance, like that. Lastly, communicate the research findings, recommendations of your research study. Here, research findings based on your primary survey, you have to analyze an interpretation of your primary data. Then only you have to identify the findings of your research. What are the problems arises? Best example is that dairying, agricultural development, organic farming. You have to already collect the data from primary survey. Based on that, you have to collect the data and analyzing the data and interpretation of data. At the time, you have to identify some findings. Based on that, you have to list out the findings. What are findings? Say for example, usually what are the gaps or problems arises in that particular study area. Based on that, you have to write the findings. How to solve these problems? Findings in the sense it includes issues or problems also. Then you have to, how to solve these problems in the sense you have to write a remedial measures or a suggestions. So remedial measures or a suggestions. Then you have to conclude your research with your personal opinion and also conclusions of that particular end of your research work. Then you have to write the conclusion and policy implication, and you have to suggest your personal conclusions for study the research. So this is something about research, social science research methods. These are all the very important tools and techniques and information. Also, it would be very useful for preparing a appropriate PhD report or a thesis. Then only it would be successful. If you have any doubts with regard to writing or any stage or any topics or any chapters, you have to cross check and then you have to recorrect. Then you have to finalize your findings, suggestions and conclusions, also your personal opinion about that research topics. Then only it would be complete or appropriate. This is something about social science research methods. What are the important aspects has been highlighted, and also what are the methods also we should follow, we should focus. Then only it would be complete, overall complete the reports. This is something about social science research methods. Kindly like and share and also get subscribe for this YouTube channel. Don't miss it. And watch another next videos will bring you a good and very challenging, very competitive informations with regarding to research. Thank you very much. Good evening.